The Scuffle Yokels dessert team. I was coming over to interview them, and they're doing a last-minute dessert switcheroo, so we're gonna see this.
Yes, I'll do that too.
2 hours worth of kitchen you haven't done.
Oh man.
What do you think? What do you think? You can go in there and get a picture.
You care if a podcast?
No, he can come and get a picture.
Here's a picture. Here's local Yokels.
Look at this. Yeah, local Yokels.
Wow, that's and it's cheesecake, so it's probably gonna do pretty good. We always joke if it's gotta be cheesecake, they'll do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jocelyn, I mean, she's gotten
Yes.
first at the Jack. She's 180 at the Jack. I don't know this exact recipe, but
Brad also says she's the pork whisperer too. You can grab the money muscles and know the right ones to grab. And milk too. That's a nice touch.
Do we need to be going?
That's fine, just so we can just go just slowly.
Get out of your guys' way. Porch smoker. This is what.
Okay, here with that brother. For Mama, give it to Mama when she gets down here. She can hold it.
This is a serious business here at the American Royal. Look at that tray.
You want to go? I'll
Let's go walk
That
my step here.
looks amazing. That's the worst part. You don't have a clamshell on those, so you got to be a lot more careful.
Go team! Don't give anybody any high fives, Abby.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, there's a little playground here. I never knew that was here. That makes it convenient for you guys. Oh, because there's Hayes.
No, stay here. You just do it. Go take her to dessert and she'll be back, okay?
That is pretty cool. I didn't know this was here.
Perfect. First time me and Jordan pulled up here, like it was like, oh, we got to keep coming back here to the same spot. We can be on our porch and talking to our kids.
Those porch smokers, those are nice. Those are really nice.
That helps.
Yes,
Makes
it.
it a lot easier to get ready to pack up and go home.
For me, like a trailer's nice, but then the step up, down,
Yeah,
up, down all day
And then we
cooking.
gotta pack everything up and down.
Yes.
When we get done, we can shut down those. I strap down one drum, the other three are already strapped down. And we will be in 10 minutes, we're ready to go.
So you actually have them secured to the trailer already. That is really cool.
Yep.
So, how'd you think your cook went today?
It wasn't bad. I thought the ribs and the chicken were good. The pork was middle of the road. It wasn't bad. The brisket we had a little bit of a mishap with it, but it was bland, which is what I was hoping for, considering we can fix bland.
Yes.
You know, I thought overall it had a good texture. So, you know, I don't know that we're going to win this thing, but maybe we won't embarrass ourselves either.
Well, you had a good cook at a contest I was in. This is local Yokels barbecue for those who don't know, in Lebanon, Tennessee.
We did. We had
Yeah.
a really good cook. Yeah, that was. We were on a roll right then. We'd won the 2 weeks before that with our new rub, Sweet
Yep.
Salvation.
The great rub, by the
And
way.
then we won. We went to the Open, and we won it. Became world champions. And then the next two after that, we won. I think we've done 9 comps this year. And we've won 4 of them. So,
I kind of called that when I was sitting next to Rooters and Tooters,
okay.
and
Good
we're
friends.
like, we always say it, and it's true. They're like, look, anytime local Yokels shows up, you know it's going to be tough competition. And we hear Harvey Renee called a lot over the years at the Royal too.
Yeah.
And we're getting down, and we're like, who's left? I'm like, it's got to be local Yokels. And sure enough, that's right when they called you guys. And I was like, so that was really cool.
Exciting for us. I mean, I know we'll never do like team of the year because we'll never compete that much because we have the kids and this, that, and the other. But to be able to win something like that on that stage and have our name on the Carolyn Wells Cup was just,
Yes, that is really cool.
that's amazing.
Well, there's Allie sneaking by with her dessert from Janky Leg.
Dessert to Cheesecake Mafia.
Yeah, it was that, and that's where I'm at. I'm like, with kids, and maybe I'm just getting old and fat.
I've done that.
These contests take it out of you after a while. I'm like,
It's hard.
and I know I've always said, the day that barbecue becomes non-fun anymore is the day I will sell everything and not cook another contest.
Yeah.
And I know if I cooked more than 10 or 12 a year, it'd be a job. It'd be a second job for me. And
Yeah.
nope.
Jordan and Albie are probably our best friends in barbecue. We're all in the same area. We'll get together and go out and eat or whatever.
Oh, so it's like competing in like a family thing whenever you guys go
It is.
compete.
And I don't know how Jordan. I mean, he to do the amount of contests he does and to be as consistent as he is. I mean, he's a great cook. And then Albie in his own right. I mean, it's. We were talking about it the other day. It was like, just a few years ago, none of us had accomplished anything.
Yep.
But we were all great friends.
Yep.
And then now it's like he's won the Jack. George won the Royal and Team of the Year.
Yep.
We've won the KCBS World. It's like, who would have thought that just a few years ago?
And he didn't Janky Lake? No, the Janky Lake has not. Did they win those?
Well, this year they are, unless Rooters and Tutors or Chunky GC, then they will be Team of the Year this year. Now, if they GC and Janky can RGC, then I believe Janky will still hold on to it.
So this weekend still counts,
weekend
even though
still
it's
counts.
November 1st because
Yes.
it's.
Yep, they went ahead
Okay.
and added the roll to it.
Which makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
why not do the biggest stage of the year for the last
Yeah.
fight for Team of the Year?
Yeah, and Jordan said the same thing. If Paul and Lynn or Chunky can come in and win, then you know what? Good for them. I mean, that's a heck of a way to close it out.
I always say it's cool to win Team of the Year once, much less because you have to cook an insane amount of
You
competition.
know what's amazing though? I mean, like last year Jordan cooked 43, and I think this year, after this weekend, he'll have only 27 or 29. It's like a lot less because he wasn't planning on going. We talk a lot, and he was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not doing it this year." And then he started out 1, 3, or 4, and it's like, okay, well, you almost have to go for it.
I think all the teams are cutting back this year, though. Slaps
Yeah.
hasn't done near as many. I don't think Getting Basted has done near as many of them.
No.
Well, it's hard. I mean, economy, money, and just it adds up. I'm sure you know this. Barbecue's not cheap.
It's not at all. I tell people many times, our first contest ever was at Boonville, Smoking for Garrett, and we got an RGC. And I tell people, they're like, "Oh, that's great." I said, "You know how much money that contest cost me?" Because then we were hooked. I mean, back then we were in a pop-up tent.
Yep.
Now we're with a diesel pusher and a commercial kitchen behind us. So it's cost us a lot of money, but man, there's nothing in the world like it.
I got a second place rib call, and I went, "Oh no!" And that's what I was at a contest in Columbia, Missouri, and Carl was the organizer, and he said, "First contest, first call." Yep. He goes, "We'll see you at the 40-foot toy hauler and a camper here in a truck here in about 2 years." I said, "Boy, ain't that the truth?" I always joke, you always do good at your first contest just so the hook is set. It's
Yeah, but it's amazing. I mean, the barbecue family is what keeps us coming back. It's not. I mean, we love to win, and things like that. But it's our friends having our kids having friends. And what happened?
Forgot my number.
Okay, you're okay though.
just got time.
Yeah. So that's what keeps us coming back. Anyway,
Yes.
we've got a lot of good friends all over the country. I mean, we've got guys like from Continental Barbecue.
Oh, there's the baby of barbecue. I always
$5 north to here.
Okay, thank you.
I always say it was true whenever we first interviewed Jordan for our podcast. He said, "Well, I'm just a nobody in barbecue. Why the hell would you want to interview me?" And I said, "Well, I said you're up and coming, blah." And he kept just saying, "I don't get into politics. I'm a barbecue nobody." And I'm like, I think I said that after the Royal. I said, "Well, I think you're not a barbecue nobody anymore. I think."
Right. Yeah, I'm so happy for everything they've accomplished and proud of them.
They work hard.
I used to joke with him. I was like, I think I taught you all the bad habits you know. So he actually, I don't know if you know this or not, we started out together. He bought a fuel hauler from me, so I've known him. And when he first started out, he would always forget something. He would borrow it. And I started calling him. I was like, "You're like the son I never wanted." So at the Jack, he signed my barrelhead, Janky Leg, from Jordan, the son you never wanted.
That's awesome.
So, but I love them to death. I love them. I mean, they're like family.
If I
so
could-
is Albie and his family. I mean, just great people.
The Royal's cool, but the Jack is on my bucket list of a contest. Memphis in May, I've heard, is you just gotta have deep pockets to cook that one.
Yeah,
so
I'm not interested in that.
I'm not either. But the Jack, I do want to. That's one of my highlights of my next. Like I said, next year I think I'm cooking the Royal.
Yeah.
My wife's always said, "Well, just go cook it." And I said, "Well, I don't have a trailer, and I'm not gonna. Usually it's 110 degrees from Wednesday until Sunday." I said, "I'm not roughing it out here until I get some with AC in it."
Yeah.
So I got a trailer a few weeks ago, so I'm like, okay, now I can cook it. So it'd be interesting. I'm like, I don't know if I'll win more or not, but hopefully the level of comfort will be better.
It will. It is, and that helps. I mean, it really does. I mean, I hate it, but it's like, we're at motorhome. I've got a king size bed that sleeps just as good as my bed at home. I've got a full size shower. I mean, it's like I've got all the creature comforts here.
But then you could focus on the part of your cook, and you're not tired. You're not trying to have a leg, and and especially as many contests as you guys do, you gotta have something. Otherwise, that's a lot of time to rough it.
Yeah. The Jack is one, like you said, that's one you should definitely go to or something. We've done it 3 times. This year we didn't do well, but just what still made it special. I don't know if you've ever been to the people there. That Jack Daniels.
No, I want to go.
Treats you so amazing. My daughter turned 11 years old.
I saw that. That was the coolest.
And that was like, I asked someone, a couple weeks before at Murfreesboro, I saw someone, I said, any chance they could sing Happy Birthday at the Cooks meeting?
Yep.
And then they get there and they not only do they sing Happy Birthday, they have my other daughter sing it to her. Aww. And then they handed her this bag of stuff, and it's like, okay, they had like moon pies and things. I was like, that's great.
Yes.
And then he reached back to this box, and I knew it was in that box, and I was like, no way. And it said on there, to Willow Cox from local Yokels, on your 11th birthday, from your barbecue family from Lynchburg, Tennessee.
I bet that was.
I quite literally cried.
I would have too.
My wife both. It was just like, it was emotional. It was like, that's the way they treat you, though. They treat you like your family when you're in the holler. It's something special.
That is Tennessee.
Thank you.
Tennessee people are just they're a little different breed, but they're good. They're good.
They're
people.
Amazing. Yeah, they are, and that's. If you've never been, or if you've ever,
the smile on her face, though, that you had a picture of was priceless. I mean, you can't even.
No.
That made that little girl's like month, week, year. I mean.
Yeah. I told everybody. I think I posted on Facebook afterwards. I was like, I said they hated our food today, and that's okay. My 2 best friends finished reserve and grand, and my daughter had an amazing weekend. So it was a win-win. It was just, I couldn't ask for more.
That's what I always. That's the weirdest thing about barbecue, and even my dad's like, because my dad went to a contest I did this summer. It was close to home, so I'm like, come out. He goes, I've never seen it. You're competing against them, right? Yeah. Then why are you talking, giving them stuff, borrowing them stuff? I said, well, you want to beat them at their best. You don't want to beat them when they're a leg down. You want to.
No, it's a sport like no other. That's all I'll say.
Yes, that is very. So where did the local Yokels come from? I'm always curious about that.
We went to our first contest. It was a backyard contest in Crossville, Illinois, our hometown. I own a hardware store, and we stood up in front of our hardware store. And we were sitting there, and the girls from the city building come over and said, what's your name of your team, Brad? And I'm like, I don't know. And she was like, well, you have to have a name. And I'm like, man, I don't know. We're just local Yokels. And who knew way back then that
that's a great story, though.
Yeah, that was literally, I was just like, I don't know, we're local Yokels. So, there's return from the dessert.
It's going to really rain now.
It is.
I think that may be second only to the Janky Leg barbecue name story that was told at the Jack.
That was not kid friendly. That was not kid friendly.
I've never seen his wife look awesome and mortified at the same time.
I know it. Don't ever give Jordan a microphone again.
I asked him if they'd repeat it at the Invitational, and she said no.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So, Sweet Salvation, but you're coming out with a new one, aren't you?
We are. We have another road coming out. It's called Salt of the Earth. It's sort of our spin on SPG. It's an SPG plus. It's got some pretty good savory notes, garlic, a little extra pepper kick. Everyone that's tried it has really liked it. It's incredible on steak also. I'm not just saying that, it truly is. Huh? We turned it in? So, yeah, before you leave, I want you to
I will.
Right
I will. I'm going to get some Sweet Salvation from you, too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Where's your coat at, honey? Your coat. You want to try it right here?
That'd be great.
Come on in.
Right there, honey. That's what our daughters call
Okay.
some of their burgers and steak.
Here we go. Now this is no label yet. I want I want real time
Oh,
reaction
I
here
will.
on Live America here.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
No BS. Just tell us the truth.
Oh, that's good.
That's
got
so
there.
beautiful.
I'm not going to say what I think's in there, but it's definitely got a very savory note.
It does. Then you get the garlic
you get the-
and the pepper.
But I almost get a buttery.
Little butter.
Little buttery. That's the
Yeah.
first note. That's the first thing I noticed was butter, and then the garlic and the pepper hit. That's really good.
It's a great base layer on. We use it on 3 of our proteins when we're cooking, and then any kind of steak at home, we use sausage gravy, potato soup, whatever you want. I mean, it works on rough things.
That is.
Do it. Oh yeah.
No, that would be really good on chicken, pork, and brisket.
It's going to be good. We hope. We hope it does well.
What?
Are you still recording, Brad?
Yes.
Sorry.
Why?
We're just having you move our chair in the middle of.
Oh, I don't. This is off the cuff.
He's going to edit and
We,
stuff probably
we
anyway.
did the American Royal live, and you know how many people came by to heckle us and stuff down there as we were doing stuff. Like
Oh, I'm sure.
I said, we're live from the Royal, so you're gonna get what you're gonna get.
And everybody knows how Jordan is anyway,
I
you
was
know.
gonna say, I'm like, oh my god.
So you want to tell a story of Janky Leg on the air?
Uh,
No, I'm kidding with
don't
him.
give me the mic. Don't give me the mic. Don't do it.
If you have not seen that, go to, I think it's Travis Duffy, Last Call Heroes,
Okay.
has a video of that on YouTube of the. But I, yes, and it pops right up. It's right there for everybody to see forever. But you're talking about. Oh, you just lost my train of thought. But we're talking about the jack and rooting for everybody. That's really cool. That is.
It is. It was amazing. Well, hopefully we'll go back there one more time and see if we can redeem ourselves.
I think the coolest thing about that whole moment, though, and it reminded me of different ones, was whenever somebody had it, and after they announced Janky Leg, they're like, "Who's left?" And they went right over to them, and they said, "You guys still in it?" And they said, "Yeah, it was LC's." That's why I was watching live when it happened. And he goes, "Are you guys still in it?" And he said, "Yeah." And about that time, they announced them, and I'm like, "That is the perfect reaction." Caught on thing. I mean,
Yeah, that was great. I was right, just right down the row from him. You know what I mean? We're in the same row, and yeah, I could see LC filming him, and it was just like, yeah.
Whenever they called Janky Leg for reserve. Well, they called Razorbacks for third, and I'm like,
Yeah.
because I had those three pretty close to.
Yeah.
And then when they called Janky Leg, I'm like, well, maybe. And then,
I'm
of course, you
gonna
never know. I mean, there's been so many times at the Royal I've been surprised.
Yeah, one of my best friends is Mark Bowman from Week U for You.
Yes.
And they had 2 calls. They had all sorts of calls on sides and everything else. And that was actually going to be his retirement contest. And I was so proud of Mark, and I thought, I thought it's either Albie or it's Mark. I mean, that's who I thought once it got down to the final 2, because Mark had 2 calls also.
Yep.
And that was just, but that was what a great way to end a career. He's one of our best friends
Yep.
also.
Yep.
So,
That's like, the Royal, you can't, there's, I don't know how many times I thought I knew who was going to win it, and it just,
oh,
that's like the Invitational Master side. I never had Razorbacks pegged for the Invitational side of it.
yeah.
We literally, I had like 5 people, and after they called them, I'm like, who's left? Like, who's even got a shot at it?
Yeah, I thought Jason Harkerman had a good chance.
I did too. He had a hell of a cook that
He
day.
had like 3 calls, and I thought Jason's going to get it. But
If you can't tell, it is pouring here now.
it is pouring.
Glad I'm under a tent.
Yes,
It's another reason I want a trailer. I'm tired of getting wet.
I know.
Last year in Mayetta, Kansas, I was holding down. It rained like. Did you go to that one in Mayetta, the Invitational?
I've never missed an invitation.
I was holding when it rained like 2 hours in like 45 or 2 inches in like 45 minutes. I was holding my canopy down, hating my life, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah. Even my porch, it was like flooding my drums.
It was hot and wet that weekend.
Yeah, it was.
So, well, thank you for doing this. I'm gonna run.
You're welcome. Good to
Yes.
have me on here.
Yes, and I will come by. You have any of that Sweet Salvation for sale here, or
I do.
Let me-
hook you up.
let me get a bottle of it.
I'll give you a bottle.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So, where did the name? I'm noticing a theme here. The Sweet Salvation, Salt of the Earth,
Well,
and I'm a Catholic Christian. So, is that where that comes from?
yeah, most people don't. People don't know us. Like, one moment.
You're looking for a
Sweet Salvation,
right there.
a bottle.
I got it.
Anytime back home, if they have woke-up music, ours is usually I Raise a Hallelujah.
Nice.
We're Christians, and so we're kind of sticking with that with our products also. So
Well, I like it. It's a niche of your own.
it is. I mean, that's what we do. It's we're followers of Christ, and if one person reads that scripture on there and gets something out of it, then it's worth the whole thing.
Well, that is really cool. That's what I always say in barbecue. Just be who you are. If
That's
it's
it. Yep. I mean, you don't have to. They always show the 922 shot, but they never show us cook's church.
You're very right. I've only seen that a few times though at a contest, Cook's Church.
Oh, we had one this morning.
Did you?
One tomorrow morning too? Yeah. Mark Lambert is doing a great thing. He's got a website now. It's Faith and Fire, I believe it is.
Yeah.
He gave us right here.
Oh, that is
And
really
if you
cool.
haven't checked it out. They're doing an amazing job, some amazing work, and wait a minute, I'll give you something if I can find them.
Hey, Brad.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wrong Brad.
Where's the?
Tonight. I'm sorry, you're doing dessert.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's not like
Here.
Oh, that is really cool. That is really cool.
Everybody needs a little Jesus in their life.
That's right. It needs to go.
Dessert yet?
Huh?
Is your dessert turned down?
So it got wet. We just dumped it.
Oh.
Oh, we're,
No,
we're
we're pretty
turning.
good.
I
Driver camper. No. There's a little fucking red button right beside the handle. And if you hit that, it blocks the handle.
Oh my
I
God.
wonder if any of the other are they all kind of.
Well, that's what I'm wondering if your trigger handle would possibly keep saying.
Well, where's the one for here for the coats too? If you got those little,
Yeah, it's like
those, right?
Let you solve all the world's problems. Thank you, Brad.
Okay, thank you.
This is Mr. Janky Leg Reserve grand champion at the Open last year. Hello.
What's up, guys?
What? Yeah, that was not a good idea.
A little wet.
Especially for
wet.
Crocs that I did not think of when I got here. So, what's your team name?
We're Scuffletown Smokers from Boonville, Indiana.
Boonville, Indiana. And you close to Indianapolis?
We're like 3 hours south. Yeah, we're
Oh,
like
you're
right
in
on
southern
the. Yeah, we're
Indiana.
basically in Kentucky. We're like right on the Ohio River.
Our headquarters is in Indianapolis, so I've been there a few times.
I got you.
So, let's talk about the Jack.
Okay, let's talk about it.
How did you do?
We won, man. We GC'd. It was
How-
awesome. World champions.
Did you know that Cook was going to be good when you closed the boxes?
We knew it was good, but I mean, like when you're against that level of talent, you know, you just don't really know what it's going to take to pull out a win like that, you know. So, for me to say that we went there knowing that we were going to win, no, we did not. You know what I mean? And so, we knew it was a good cook. I mean, we've been doing this for like 11 years, and we've
Nice.
won a lot of big contests. Nothing like as big as the Jack, but we just put a lot of work in, and we knew we could do it, and so. We were just,
Probably wasn't until we got the second call that we figured that if we were going to get calls, it was going to be chicken and ribs. And then when we didn't get calls on that, we really thought we were out of it. But then when we got the call in pork and we got the call in brisket, we started thinking, our chicken and ribs really work decent.
yeah.
So
You got. I've always say with 4 meats is a game of averages. You don't have, especially in that kind of contest, kind of like the Royal. You just got to cook good food.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we did. And the chicken got 19th, I think, and the ribs got 13th.
So you were in the hunt.
Yeah, we won our tables. We won, and that's
all you can ask for.
That's the key to competition barbecue is you gotta beat the other 5 people that you're against. And that's what we did. And so. That's in my eyes, we did everything we had to do to win it.
So you cooked 4 meats on. Just notice this. You cooked 4 meats on 3 drums.
I only cook on three drums, and so this is the brisket and chicken drum. So brisket normally gets done around 9 or 9:30, and our chicken goes on at 10:15. So there's plenty of time. We got about an hour of time that we can work with.
So what were your calls in pork and brisket?
Yeah, we got 9th in pork and 4th in brisket.
Nice.
Yeah, so. And
Consistency.
We've had a heck of a year in brisket. So we won back in May at the KCBS World Invitational.
Yes.
We won both days in brisket, 180 both days.
Nice.
there.
I was in there in
So,
Lebanon. I was there.
That was an awesome contest.
It was a great location. It was a lot better than Mayette of the year before, if
Absolutely.
I had to pick.
Yeah, we've been to every one of the World Invitationals, and yeah, I know that they've got plans to keep it there at least the next couple of years.
They should.
I hope that
I've said all along, same weekend, same location. I don't care when or really where. Just keep it somewhere and keep it consistent.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
I was going to say one of the things that was really surprising to me about the Jack, you go into a contest like that and you think you have to be perfect to win it, and we weren't perfect, but we had a solid cook across all 4 categories.
We didn't make mistakes. We
consistency.
didn't make any mistakes.
That's honestly that's what it takes here. I always joke you have to cook good. You have to cook good food, but you have to hit the right tables, especially here today. I mean, it's.
Well,
But-
if you wanted to video something, you should have seen him when it came down to putting the right things in the box, because it was like we just barely had enough of the right stuff to go in the boxes at the Jack. And he makes me nervous sometimes at turn-ins, but especially the pork box.
Yep.
When it came down to it, it was like he had everything on the cutting board that was ready to go in the box, and then he tried one of the pieces of chunks and just scraped it all off to the side and started over. And I'm going, okay, let's turn
He's gonna
in,
kill
let's
me.
turn
That's
in.
what he was trying. Yeah.
But he found just the right stuff to go in the box.
Well, that's good. You hope, well, then, hey, it paid off, apparently.
Yeah, you just, I mean, like, don't give up until the very end. You know what I mean? We were close on time, but you know, you can't give up on your boxing. If you're not happy with it, you got to keep going and until you get what you think's gonna do it for you.
Well, you might be able to confirm or deny this. I always say you can lose a contest or win a contest in the last 10 minutes before turn-ins on all 4 proteins.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
You can cook the best food in your life, but if you can't finish it, it's not for nothing.
Everything happens on that cutting board. You know, it's either you're bringing it together or you're losing it. You know, so.
Well, there were some last-minute decisions on brisket
It's in the motorhome.
that could have broken us, but ended up with 4.
Yeah, it's all about the recovery, how you fix your mistakes. I always joke about that half the time. That's what Brad was just saying about his brisket. He's like, it was bland. I'd rather it be bland. I can fix bland. You can't fix it all flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I think one of the highlights, and I actually watched it live, was LC's barbecues, and you might have seen
the
this.
video?
Whenever he turned to you at the very end and said, "Are you guys still in it?" and then right after, like 30 seconds later, they called you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the perfect cap of seeing the reaction.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, we actually, my wife saved that video, and I mean, I probably watched it 500 times. You know what I mean? So. Super exciting. It's just hard to explain when you win something like that, the emotions that come out.
Oh yeah.
And so, I just remember, screaming, jumping up and down, me and Stan hugged, and, waterworks, man.
Imagine, yes. Once in a lifetime thing. I mean.
Control it, and, but yeah, just a very emotional win, but man, just an awesome experience.
I imagine.
The height of your barbecue dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, for me to go to the Jack is one of my barbecue bucket list things. Is to just make it there, much less win it.
Yeah.
Well, we had
here's
helped cook twice, but that was the first time we cooked under our own name.
And you won it. That's
yeah.
impressive.
So we went 10 years ago. We helped out with some international teams.
Yep.
We got invited down there just to help them out or whatnot. When we went down there, we just automatically, we had just kind of started getting into cooking, and we were like, man, we're gonna, whatever we gotta do to get here, that's what we want to do. You know what I mean? But we were actually, an interesting kind of story. We were down there, and one of our friends that was actually cooking at the Jack.
Yep.
Pappy Q.
Yeah, Pappy
Oh,
Q,
yeah.
Tom Hillman. He's our mentor. I mean, when we started, he got us going in the right direction. But he actually got sick in the middle of the night, and he had to leave his cook. And so we're at a hotel in Tullahoma, and his wife calls us at like 1 a.m. and it's like, hey, Tom is sick. He's in the hospital. All our meat's on right now. Can you guys come and finish this cookout? So we're a brand new team, and we're like, oh my gosh, we got to get up and go cook the Jack. So
And Frank
Frank
and
from
Debbie
Hug
did
Hogs.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And,
So us together, we kind of teamed up and did the cook, and we didn't get any calls or anything, but it was just kind of an achievement to get it done.
Finishing
for him,
the cook was a thing in itself.
Yep.
And then we ended up, a few years ago, helped Brad, local Yokels,
Yep.
down at the Jack.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, Brad's a heck of a nice guy. You won't have
Oh,
to.
he's awesome. Yeah, he's one of our best barbecue buddies. We talk all the time. We're
Well,
only
it's
live
great
about
that
an hour.
the three of us are
That's
here
what-
together because we're real good friends with Janky Leg.
I don't know why. I don't know why you're friends with Janky Leg over there. I always joke, and I tell you this, the last time you were on our podcast, you said, well, I'm just a barbecue nobody. I think that's changed a little bit since then.
Hey man, I'm just trying to cook.
Well, as long as we say they're
Trying to, no kidding.
Man, I'm so over this. I'm tired.
Well, you've only cooked, a handful of contests this year, though. You barely cooked anything.
I know it, man.
That's the guy that usually cooks like 30 comps, 40 comps a year.
as long as we say they're friends, Allie brings us cheesecake.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
I do love me some cheesecake. So, did you guys cook any ancillaries?
We didn't, man. No, we just decided to do the four, and
Focus on the 4 that matter.
we're still wore out from the Jack, So we just focus on the main 4 both days, and that's what we wanted to concentrate on.
So, what do you think of this weekend? Would you rather it stay this weekend, or would you rather the Royal? I know we have no control over when Speedway happens, but would you rather it move back up to October 1st instead of November 1st?
I have no preference, I guess. You know, I'm gonna try to be here either
Yep.
way. Last year I couldn't be here just because me and my wife had a trip to Germany, so we couldn't make
Nice.
it. But yeah, I mean, any weekend that we can make it here, we're going to. We love this contest, and we were just talking last night, just walking around. It's just big.
It is. I was my first Friday night of ever being here. I've judged it. I've been here a lot on Saturday morning, Saturday, Sunday, but I've never been here on a Friday night.
Yeah.
The difference from Friday night to even Saturday is insane.
Well, last night I had to go back out to my car, and when I came back in, it was crazy the number of people that were just pouring into this place.
That would be cool to see from that perspective. Like, I just saw them as they were coming in and then going out and just going all the big corporate parties everywhere. But
you know, you were asking about the date of the contest.
yeah,
You know, who knows what would have happened. But if we had done the Royal before the Jack, I don't know that the Jack would have happened. This weekend is going to be very tiring.
yeah, oh yeah.
And so, you know, you do a double coming off of that and then trying to prepare for the Jack. I don't know.
You wouldn't go to the Jack?
Oh, I'd go. But
Wouldn't
yeah.
may not have GC'd it. But it's.
Yeah.
I always joke this contest is different because everybody gets here so early. When is that how the Jack is too?
Definitely. Now we got there Wednesday on the Jack. You know, there's all kinds of like here. I mean, it's more of like hanging out with your buddies and whatnot. And there's different parties you can go to. But at the Jack, they have like champion dinners.
Yes.
Like on Wednesday night that you go to, and then Thursday night they have a band and a concert series. So just a lot of stuff, kind of like pre-planned that you get to go and do.
What's that restaurant that everybody talks about? Is that
Mary Bobo's.
is that any good?
It's really good. Yeah, we went there twice. Actually.
What kind of food is it? Is it like
One day.
home style, like good old Tennessee food,
Yeah,
or
it is. They got a different menu every day, but it's mostly just down home Southern cooking. You know what I mean? And so like the room that we went to, they sit you down in a room. The room that we went to had like a lazy Susan with all the food on it, so you just like spun it around. If you
That
want,
is
you know, till you got
awesome.
the chicken and you put a piece on and then keep it going. So it was pretty neat.
that is really? I've heard good things about that place.
That's
So
awesome. If you get a chance to go, definitely do it.
they always say that it's cool to just pull your trailer into the holler in general is really cool. So
Oh yeah, man, it's a special place just to even go there. You know, so.
well, I wish you guys good luck tonight. Thank you for letting me